Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Wright, and today, as we wake up on this beautiful sunrise morning here in Southwest Florida, we reach an auspicious day. This is Giving Challenge Day 2020. As we all know, the world is so different these days, and everybody's hearts and minds and thoughts go to different things in different directions. But on this day, I do, as a proud member of the Charlotte Players Board, want to express my support to this incredible non-profit in our area. The performing arts are incredibly important to us, and without them, the world will simply be a very, very different place. People like Sherrie Moody, as our executive director, do so much hard work in keeping the performing arts alive and well in our community. And if you today can do anything at all to help Charlotte Players in the Giving Challenge, it will be sincerely appreciated from the bottom of our hearts for the continuance of live performances in our area. Today, at this crazy hour of the morning, I proudly support and wear the t-shirt for Charlotte Players. Please help where you can.
Uh-oh. We've been caught. No. Jack and I are enjoying Dolly Parton's bedtime story. But really, what we're here to talk about is the Giving Challenge. I'm Connie Cantor. This is my son Jack. And yes, he's 16. He's a little old for a bedtime story, but we're really here to talk about the Giving Challenge. I'm very proud to be a part of the advisory council for the Charlotte County affiliate for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Did you know that with $25 you could provide a child with a book delivered directly to their home every month? Her program provides books for kids ages 0 to 5, $25 a year. All year long, they get that. So if you give $25, that'll provide one child with a year's worth of books. $125, you sponsored a child from age 0 to 5. And do you know how critical that age period is to literacy? That's the cradle to kindergarten gap that's so critical and missing in our educational system in the United States. Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, you can't get a better value for your philanthropic dollar. So, Jack, give me a high five. We want a 25 high five for Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. Okay, we're going to go back to Llama Llama Red Pajama.
Hi, I'm Pam Jones, and this is my colleague, Lucky. And I'm a costumer for the Charlotte Players. I've done about a half dozen or more productions. And every single one is a really interesting creative challenge because the costumes can really define a character. We have a vast wardrobe department at the theater, and we can costume anything we need. Bunny rabbits, clowns, military, sophisticates, you name it, we have it. And if we don't, we find it or we make it. And we need a lot of help to keep this going. So please, please give generously to the Charlotte Players, and we hope to welcome you back as soon as we possibly can. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Jerry Jones, and I'm president of the board of the Charlotte Players. I've also directed a few shows and acted in a few shows, at least I thought it was acting. We'll see. Anyway, the point is, the Charlotte Players has been around since 1961, and it's a great group. I've done this up north, but I really enjoy the caliber of people we have with Charlotte Players. And it shows in the performances we put on. There's some great, great shows. I mentioned we've been doing this since 1961. It's been the same every year since then. We don't have enough money coming in just from ticket sales to keep us going. We always need help. We always need your support, your donations to keep Charlotte Players Community Theater alive and well in Charlotte County. And now in the current situation, we need your help more than ever. So please, if you can, during the Giving Challenge, at least $25 into the Charlotte Players will help sustain us for the coming years. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jenny Elliott.
And I'm Rick Stannard.
We're members of Charlotte Players.
Jenny's an actor, director, and vice president, and I assist and support Charlotte Players whenever I can, especially when Jenny is acting or directing.
Yeah, our community theatre has been providing education and entertainment to the Charlotte County residents and visitors for more than 50 years, and we hope to continue for another 50 at least. Of course, most people think that because we have ticket sales and playbill advertising, all of our costs are covered. Well, this is not so. It costs much more money to maintain a theatre and all of the expenses associated with each production that we stage. So we are always participating in different fundraising ventures to try to supplement the money that we receive from tickets and the playbill.
And now, with the problems of the Chinese virus, our theater has been closed for some weeks. We had to cancel productions, and we are not sure when we are able to resume activities. So we now have an enormous shortfall, close to $100,000.
So, if you could please consider giving to us during this giving challenge, which goes from 12 noon on Tuesday until 12 noon on Wednesday, that would be absolutely fantastic. What's more is if you could make your gift between $25 and $100, it will be matched dollar for dollar by the Patterson Foundation. So we will be getting double what you thought we would be getting. So that would be even better. So please consider giving to us during this 24-hour period. We would be most grateful for your support. And we're going to now give you a high five for 25. So thank you so much. We hope you can support us in this important challenge.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Giving Challenge 2020. It's Sean Gilstad here from the Charlotte County Imagination Library with one of our founding advisory council members, Dr. Chris. I wanted to bring her on during the Giving Challenge so she could give a little description of how she started with the Imagination Library and how we achieved mailing over 90,000 books to the children in Charlotte County. So, without any further ado, Dr. Chris Zimmer.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for having me. It's been an interesting month to 6 weeks with being at home, and I'm really excited to tell about the beginnings of our story with the Charlotte County Imagination Library. Back in the 2011-2012 school year, I was working in the Charlotte County Public School System doing federal grant programs, and one of our employees came back after Christmas break. She had been to Tennessee, and she got home and sent an email to Dr. Doug Whitaker, who was our superintendent at the time, saying that she had heard about a program in Tennessee where books were mailed to preschool-age children every month from when they were born until they turned 5 years old. And she thought that was just a wonderful thing, and why couldn't we do something like that in Charlotte County? So Dr. Whitaker got a hold of me and basically said, Chris, can you find a grant or something where we might be able to start a program like this? So I started looking around for things and talking to various people. And one of the things that I learned was that Charlotte Players was entering into a new partnership and starting a program that was a local affiliate of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, which is what our colleague had found out about during her time in Tennessee. So I contacted you and Sherrie, and we set up a community meeting to learn more about the program. And so we met at the Professional Development Center one afternoon, and we had not only school district folks there, but we had representatives from the United Way, from the Early Learning Coalition, and from some of the local preschool programs. And during that time, you and Sherrie talked to us about Dolly's vision and why she had established the Imagination Library program, and how you were starting it locally in Charlotte County. And by the end of your presentation, the rest of us who were there all looked around and said, this is an amazing program, and there's no reason that we would ever want to do anything other than support it wholeheartedly. And we certainly don't want to try to develop some other type of a program that would compete with what is working now. So that's how a number of us who were at that meeting became involved as members of the advisory council and in supporting the Charlotte County Imagination Library. So that's really the story of our beginnings, and how we established a partnership with the school district at that point in time, and we were able to provide some financial assistance through the Title I grant that was one of the ones that I was managing for the school system at the time.
Well, I am so grateful for those early days. They really set us up for success. And like you said earlier, the rest is history. And because of that, we've been able to provide over 90,000 books to the Charlotte County preschool children.
That's right.
And I know that it's hard times, but during these dark times, this is a great educational tool that's delivered directly to the home, and it's like a little bit of sunshine coming in every month. So please support us. Our motto this year is High Five for 25. And with that, we'll leave you. Everybody stay safe. High five for 25.
Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Chris.
Hello, my name is Ken Crisp, and this is Steve Pignataro.
I am so glad that you can join us for the Charlotte Players Giving Challenge. I have been involved with the Charlotte Players for over 20 years in many different capacities, including acting, stage managing, backstage work, and even some set construction. I was a member of the Charlotte Players Board and served as a president for 2 years.
And I have been artistic and music director, set designer / construction, and even choreographer for the Charlotte Players on and off since 1992. I was also director for the beginning of the Charlotte Players Kids on Stage program. All of my experiences have been rewarding and creatively challenging. I love the process of designing a set, casting the show, and bringing it to life both as an artistic and music director. This season I am directing the opening show, a comedy called A Shot in the Dark, and also I am directing and accompanying our annual New Year's Eve show.
I moved to Charlotte County in 1989 from the Hudson Valley region of New York. My career outside of the theater was in the medical field as a medical technologist. I retired in 2015 and have since spent much of my time volunteering for the Charlotte Players, and I am currently the box office manager.
I also moved to Florida in 1989 along with my parents and my sister. We settled in Arcadia, but in 1991 I moved to Port Charlotte and have been in the Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte ever since. My background is mostly in music, performing, and directing. I have directed more musicals and comedies than I can even remember. I also have a degree in graphic design and have done much work designing for the Charlotte Players, including these t-shirts that everybody's wearing for the Giving Challenge. I'm currently on furlough from my regular job as music director for San Antonio Catholic Church in Port Charlotte.
Which leads us to the reason you are viewing us all in our homes. We have all been practicing social distancing during these difficult times. The coronavirus pandemic has created many economic and personal hardships throughout the United States. Our county is, of course, among those that have sustained financial difficulties. The Charlotte Players in particular have had to cancel the final shows of our 2020 season. Our losses have been substantial. I don't know the exact amount, but I do know that it is well above $50,000. So the Charlotte Players need your help. We are participating in the Giving Challenge once again this year, hoping to generate some much needed revenue. Our campaign slogan for this year is High Five for 25. What that means is that our donations to the Charlotte Players from $25 to $100, the Patterson Foundation will match every contribution up to $100, therefore doubling your contribution.
You can do this by calling the Charlotte Players at 941-255-1022, beginning at noon on Tuesday, April the 28th, through noon on Wednesday, April 29th, to make your pledge. We look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Angela Navarro. As a former Charlotte Players musician in different occasions, I encourage you to donate much needed funds to the Charlotte Players and the Imagination Library. It's very important to keep live theater in our community. During the national healthcare emergency, I've watched a lot of television. It's not nearly the same as being there watching a live performer doing their bit on the stage, where I can see the entire stage, and not just the video parts that the director wants me to see. One of the best parts of live theater is that I get to meet the actors and the actresses afterwards. I might even run into them at a local restaurant or a local store. They are accessible. They're part of our community as family. They're our friends, our acquaintances, either through business or just around town. Now let's talk about skill. Skills are practiced and sharpened when making a live production, from the right lighting, the right sound mix, the right set pieces, the right costuming, the right music, the right dialogue delivery, the right promotion with the right public relations. There are a lot of people with extraordinary skills to bring you a live theater production. Not to mention cultivating these different skill sets in our younger generation. Yeah, the school kids, elementary, middle school, high school. They might want to perform on the stage in some future capacity. They might want to work behind the scenes, or they might just enjoy being an appreciative audience member. So, please, do consider being generous with your gift to literacy and to entertainment through the Charlotte Players and the Imagination Library. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Paula Pender, and it's a privilege and honor for me to be here with you today. For those of you who don't know me, I have been a resident of Port Charlotte since 1974, when my husband and I and two small children relocated to Port Charlotte. When my children were old enough, I was able to go back into the workforce, and I have spent 35 years as legal assistant to a local attorney until we both retired in 2011. My involvement with the Charlotte Players began in the mid-'80s. I had been to see a musical production locally, and it just inspired me to the point where I decided, well, you know what, I want to give that a shot. I'm going to try something different for a change. The girls are old enough now, I can do this. So I went and auditioned for the next musical production that the Charlotte Players were putting on. And yes, I got a part. It was a very small part, but it was a part nonetheless. And I knew right then and there that I was bit by that old theater bug, and I have been bit ever since. I have done a lot of volunteer work for the Charlotte Players. I have been an actor, a singer, sometimes dancer. I have worked backstage, helping with props and with costumes. I've even done some painting on sets. I've just about done everything there is, stage managed for other directors. I have served on the board of directors a number of times through the years, and I have served on some committees with the Charlotte Players, most recently on the play selection committee and also on the scholarship committee. I thought, I think I'm going to try something different. I've gained all of this knowledge from so many people that in 2009 I decided to send in my resume as a artistic director for the Charlotte Players. And I have been given the opportunity to do so many times, and I'm thrilled to have been able to do that, and to also do some of their acting classes for them.
So at this very, very important and special time, we as Charlotte Players are particularly excited and pleased to be reaching out during this Giving Challenge opportunity, where your special donations in dollars will be matched dollar for dollar by the Patterson Foundation up to a $100 donation. So we're simply asking from the board members here that you consider a $25 donation. We know that this is a hard time and challenging time for many of you, but that $25 at this moment in time will be matched dollar for dollar by the Patterson Foundation and grow to an extraordinary opportunity for us to provide quality programming and entertainment services, both in live theater for our adults here at the theater, as well as programs like the one that I'm so proud to be a part of, Kids on Stage, the outreach opportunities for young people in our arts community. So please consider this. We at Charlotte Players are very, very grateful for all the support, both in volunteer services in our community, activities from our actors who come in and participate, and then you, the audience members who buy that theater ticket. But this moment, this special moment with the Giving Challenge, is an opportunity to make your dollar really, really count, really maximize its impact and value. So we are very, very honored and pleased that the Patterson Foundation does this at this particular moment. So please consider now is the time to say, yes, that $25 can be doubled now, and it's going to be that much more valuable. So think about it. We appreciate your contact with us, and we are very, very grateful. Thank you.
Hey all, my name is Christopher Smith. Currently, I'm the resident scenic designer for the Charlotte Players. I'm hoping that you and your families are faring well during this time of crisis. Unfortunately, in the last month, we have lost some very key members to our Charlotte Players family, and because of the lockdown, we haven't been able to grieve together. Rather, we've had to grieve alone. So at this time, I would like to send out condolences to the families and friends of those individuals. I've been involved with the Charlotte Players for some time now, and I have witnessed the benefits that live theater has with many of our younger kids who have been involved with Kids on Stage. Also, I have witnessed the love that our actors have had portraying different characters other than themselves on stage. Also, the audiences, how much they have appreciated live theater. Charlotte Players is on course to have a record season this year. We have had sellout audiences. We have had many new faces in the crowd, and we've had many new actors join our family. As a set designer, I have been encouraged by this and striving to build that wonderful set that even Bill Olsen would say, "Hey man, good job." So just when everything's going well, in the middle of a great season, the world gets hit by this pandemic and shuts our theater down, along with most everything else that we've come to love and enjoy. So now during this Giving Challenge, I'm asking you to contribute what you can. It will go a long way to replenishing the losses that we have suffered during this lockdown.
Hello, my name is Renee Spencer-Smith, and I am here to tell you why I think theater is essential. I have personally seen theater change people's lives, adults and children, but primarily children. I worked with children in the Charlotte County school systems for approximately 5 years, and the transformation and confidence building that I saw through drama and theater was beyond my wildest dreams. I saw children that weren't communicative, didn't really talk, all of a sudden find their voice. I saw a young man who had a broken family and had a lot of anger issues, and drama and characters in theater gave him the ability to transform mentally and put all that anger and frustration into a character. He was a brilliant young actor, and it gave him an outlet for his demons. I've seen young children that perhaps weren't maybe the social elite of their class or popular in their school. All of a sudden they blossomed and had a new set of friends. Theater was the great equalizer. It took children who were very confident and very smart and very well versed socially, and it paired them with children who were perhaps physically or mentally disabled, and all of a sudden they were on equal footing because they could read, and that was the primary skill, reading out loud, putting punctuation and drama into every sentence to make it believable or memorable. And as children, we tend to ignore, overlook, and disregard what children have to say. And in this day and age, there's a lot of upside downness in this world, and children are trying to process what in the world's going on, just like we are. Theater gives young people, adults, everyone an outlet, not to escape from reality, but to maybe give yourself an alternative reality that allows you to deal in a positive way with what you're actually dealing with in reality. It gives people a healthy outlet to channel bad feelings, good feelings, experiences, memories, dreams, hopes, ways of making the world better. And I find that theater oftentimes is a very open door, a portal, shall you say, a catalyst of subjects, whether it's taboo or current events or history or something that used to be acceptable that is totally unacceptable 100 years later. Theater gives a common ground, a stage, a backdrop for all of those subjects that might not be, shall we say, the elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about. But if you put it on stage, you make it human, you make it presentable, you make it realistic enough that it touches people's souls. All of a sudden they're talking about it on the ride home from the theater. Theater gives humans humanity. And children need theater more than ever in this crazy world. And humans need theater more than ever. And I know that everyone is struggling financially, but eventually we're going to need help recovering. And I think that theater will be the medicine for our woes. And if you can give, please help, because theater is essential.
Hi, my name is Sean Doherty with the Charlotte County Tourism Office and former president of the Charlotte Players. Please consider contributing a $25 high five to the Charlotte Players at this year's Giving Challenge. As you may know, the Charlotte Players provides affordable, quality entertainment nearly year-round for our residents. In addition, the Players offers a summer acting camp for our youth and serves as the conduit for the Charlotte County Imagination Library, which has delivered tens of thousands of free books to Charlotte County preschoolers. But what you may not realize is that the Charlotte Players is an integral part of our tourism product. While we understand community theater is not typically the main driver attracting a visitor to town, the performing arts are an important component to the overall visitor experience. It's the quality of this overall experience that continues to bring visitors back year after year who spend millions of dollars in our local businesses and help reduce each and every resident's tax liability. If you're familiar with the Players, you probably are aware of all the improvements that have been made over the past several years. With the organization's committed staff and volunteers, along with generous donors, we can continue the momentum and keep improving the offerings to the community for years to come. So if you can, please give us a high five by contributing $25 to the Charlotte Players today. We greatly appreciate it.
I'm Dr. Chris Zimmer, and I am a retired educator, school district administrator from Charlotte County Public Schools, and here today to talk with you very briefly about Charlotte County Imagination Library. We are a local affiliate of Dolly Parton's Imagination Library, and she's been in the news quite a bit lately, talking about the library, reading bedtime stories to children, and generally helping in the literacy movement for very, very young children who are often left out of the picture. And that's what we do. So we are in partnership with the Charlotte Players, which gives us the opportunity to spend less money on overhead expenses and put more money into getting books into the hands of children from birth until they turn 5 and are ready to go to kindergarten. And if you'll notice the books that are in front of you there on the counter, the very first book that they get is The Little Engine That Could, and the last book is Look Out Kindergarten, Here I Come. So I'm going to turn it over to my very good friend, Dr. Doug Whitaker, our retired Charlotte County Public Schools superintendent.
Good morning, everyone. It was my privilege as superintendent to jump in about 8 years ago and provide district level support for the Imagination Library here in Charlotte County. My background as a kindergarten teacher only confirmed the need to put literacy in the hands of young children from birth all the way through 5 years of age when they come to school. So I saw great promise in supporting this cause as a public school system, and now in my retirement I've continued to serve on the board and to help support this work. We started about 8 years ago putting books in the hands of children, and with approximately, at that time, 5,000 preschool children in this district, we saw the overwhelming opportunity to make a huge difference in the readiness level of children as they come to school. We now have reached a point where we have placed over 80,000, that's 80,000 books in the hands of preschoolers here in Charlotte County. We serve approximately 1,800 to 1,900 children out of the potential 5,000 plus preschool children. Our goal is to have books being delivered monthly, age-appropriate books being delivered monthly to every child who is born in Charlotte County or who moves to Charlotte County during their preschool years. How you can participate in this is going to be discussed by Chris.
So if you've got a pencil or paper ready, we'd ask you to make note of the website where you can make a donation. It is www.charlotte, whoops, let's scratch that one and start again. It is www.givingpartnerchallenge.org. Again, www.givingpartnerchallenge.org. And when you get to that site, please select our partner agency, Charlotte Players, because we are a program under the Charlotte Players. And every donation during this 24-hour period of $25 to $100 will be matched or doubled by the Patterson Foundation. So your $25 donation provides books once a month to a child for a year. So that's $25 brings 12 books a year directly to a child. If that's doubled, that's 2 children that get those books. If you make a donation, say, of $100, that becomes $200, and we are able to help 8 children. So this is a tax-deductible donation, and we greatly appreciate your support, especially during this time when so many people are stretched so very, very thin. We know that the homes where children need the most support may often be the ones where the families have no discretionary income to purchase books. So your assistance and your support is crucial. Thank you so much for listening, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Glenn Wright, I'm on the board of directors for the Charlotte Players, and we're here promoting the Giving Challenge. The Giving Challenge involves us asking you, the kind people in the neighborhood, to make a donation. As you can see from my shirt, $25 is what we'd like to see you all donate to the Charlotte Players. This Giving Challenge involves other groups that will match your donation to the Players. Now, I'm going to turn it out to my lovely wife, who is the usher coordinator for the Charlotte Players. She's going to explain a little more to you.
Hi, my name is Sandy, and we've been part of the Charlotte Players for about the past 12 years. We've been season ticket holders and members, and then for about the past 3 years, I've been the usher coordinator. And the high five for 25 that we're promoting is to get the Patterson Foundation will match the $25.
Or you could donate more.
You don't have to donate $25. You can donate more, or you can donate less. But $25 is the minimum for the match. The Giving Challenge is going to be next week on April 28th and 29th. And we can really use your help. And we hope you come and see some of our performances at the Langdon and CPAC. We have a lot of great entertainment. We have a lot of great actors, local entertainment. And I think that's about it.
And that was Annabelle in the background you just heard.
That was Annabelle. She's putting her two cents in here.
Well, thank you for your time, and hope to see you at the Players.
Hello everybody, it's Sean Gilstad coming from the very newest donation and registration center for the Charlotte County Imagination Library, which happens to be right here at my salon, the Purple House by Sean Gilstad. We've got some really exciting new additions to the building. I came across this statue in Sarasota, and I thought it really embodied what we're trying to accomplish here with the Imagination Library. And we're equally excited about our new sign, which, as you can see, is right here with our Charlotte County Imagination Library logo on it. At this time, I'd like to introduce you to my partner in crime, Miss Sherrie Moody, and she's going to tell you a little bit about the Giving Challenge.
Hi, Sean. Thanks for meeting me so that we could film this today. Well, we hope everybody is in front of or has with them at noon on Tuesday, April 28th, their smartphone or their iPad or their Android or their desktop, their laptop, whatever it takes, because this is an online fundraiser. Look at this wonderful banner that Sean has put together out here in front of his salon. We appreciate all of his efforts and the efforts of his staff that have been so wonderful. We're going to talk a little bit about the Imagination Library once we get inside the salon and show you the new registration area. But as we're headed that way, I do want to talk to you about this bottom line right here. It says givingpartnerchallenge.org. That's where everybody has to make their donations at. It's the Imagination Library is going to actually just show as a program of the Charlotte Players. So if you go to, again, givingpartnerchallenge.org, that's where you will make your donation. You'll go to the Charlotte Players page, and as you hit that and go into the fundraising profile, you will see different giving levels. And we want to make mention, by now you have seen Sean and I in our fabulous shirts. Yay! Our motto for CCIL, as we call it, and the Charlotte Players this year is high five for 25. We understand that these are difficult times. So we're asking if everyone will just put together somehow, you got those rolled quarters someplace, $25 that you can donate to both of these wonderful causes here in Charlotte County. We also, coincidentally, have a goal this year of $25,000. So high five for 25. And we do want to make note at this point in time, all of our wonderful sponsors for this year's Giving Challenge, it's always put out by the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, and it's supported greatly by the Patterson Foundation. So come on into the to Sean's salon, and he's going to show you a little bit more around.
Come on in, guys. Here is our brand new registration and donation area at the Purple House. And here's a wonderful example of some of our books that we send out each and every month to our preschool children here in Charlotte County. You know, I was thinking last night when we were, Sherrie and I had just finished our Zoom conference, and I was thinking about how important it is right now to continue to sustain this program, because these are books going into the home. And in times like these, it's a little bit of sunshine in everybody's mailbox, and something to look forward to. But again, to give you some examples of the quality of our books, and you know, we're just excited to be able to provide this program to all the children in Charlotte County. And you know, since we can't shake hands anymore, we can do a virtual high five for 25 and keep the program going.
Sean, we should tell some people about the parameters for the program. It's built around preschool children from the time they are born until the time they reach the age of 5. The very first book they receive when they are registered, no matter if they come in as a 2-year-old, 5-year, or a 4-year-old, is The Little Engine That Could. I'm sure everybody remembers reading that as we were children or had it read to us. The very last book that they receive is one that says, "Look out, kindergarten, here I come." How appropriate is that? Because they do age out at the age of 5. Since Sean's Charlotte Players got together back in November of 11, we have mailed out over
90,000 books in Charlotte County.
So we can do that only with the continued support of the residents here of Charlotte County. And actually with this online event, we can get people from all over the country to help us out with literacy in preschool children. I think that probably gives you an update, but we do remind you that coincidentally, $25 will pay for the books for one child for 1 year. So that number just seems to ring true. You, of course, can make a larger donation. The Patterson Foundation will be matching, this is absolutely fantastic, any donation up to $100. So if you donate $100, it will turn into $200. Again, we do realize these are tough times. So if we can get the $25 donation, so we can get the $25 match, so we can reach the $25,000 goal and help those children get their books for a year for $25. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Come back to us on Facebook. We've got a lot of entertainment and information to give you down the road.